Well, hello, hello. How are you doing? How are you doing? This is the S. Anthony Thomas. This is the S. Anthony Says podcast. How are you doing, my friends? How are you doing? And hey, before we even get started, I just want to say happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day to you. Happy Mother's Day. Now, this, my friends, is episode number 364. And I'll be honest with you. I just want to talk about something I like to think of as something that I know you can relate to. You know, when you feel stupid, when you do something and you're an intelligent person, but you do something and after doing the thing or making the decision, you feel like the biggest dope on the planet. You know what I'm talking about. You've been there before, right? You've been in a situation where you actually found your glasses on the top of your head. You've been in a situation, another cliche situation where you go into the room looking for something and it was in your hand or in your pocket, or you threw it out last week. One of those things where you hope nobody knows you did it, but there's always somebody there going, ha 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 ha. You threw glasses on your forehead. Ha 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 ha. The thing you're looking for is in your hand. Ha 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 ha. You threw that out last week, and they ridicule you, and they should, 'cause you're a big dope. Now, we've all been there. We've all had those situations. I am not immune from that. I have also had those situations. But the worst part is when you do something dumb. And see, if it's a family member that makes fun of you, it's not a big deal. They've seen you when you're at your best and at your worst. It's a relative. Who cares? No one cares. But when it's somebody that's not a relative or a close friend that makes you feel like a dope, oh, it is the worst. Oh, it's the worst. Case in point. You take your car to the mechanic. Maybe one of the lights on the dashboard is going nuts or something like that. You take your car, some kind of thing where you're just really, really, really afraid. Oh, I better take this car in right now before this becomes a bigger problem. I better take this car in right now. Yes, now. And you take your car in, right? The guy walks in, puts the plug underneath the car. Whoa, you need a double flasafa spoon, a 9 amp flasafa for So we're going to have to, I think we have one here. But we're going to have to take this car in the back and rip apart the floofy fa. And then we're going to find you a nice 9 amp for and that's how we're going to fix this car. I am so glad you brought this in, 'cause this could be real problems. Jim, what, buddy? We need a 9 amp. Oh my goodness, one of those. Oh, that's going to be rough. That's a really tough repair. I know. But this is a nice person. All right, we'll squeeze them in. Okay, you can just have a seat right there and have one of those stale donuts and drink that burnt coffee and watch this TV station in the waiting room that there's absolutely no chance of you enjoying. And we're going to be in the back really, really racking our brains to make this real. I think everybody here has to go back because this is such a tough repair, right? And you're sitting in the waiting room. Oh, I'm really glad I brought my car in when I did. The simple fact that these people reacted the way that they reacted when they found out the type of repair I needed. Ooh, man, I'm so glad I didn't get stranded someplace because of, I don't even know what the part was called. It was such a complicated part of something. I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, these guys are the professionals. Man, this is some stale ass donuts, but what the hell? It's not costing me any money. Let me drink some of this coffee. Wow, this coffee sucks. Hey, what's this on TV? Whoa, this blows. But that's okay. The most important thing is my car's getting fixed. That's the only thing that matters. I'm going to sit here. Right? And they got your car in the back and you're sitting there. Oh, I hope they can fix it. I hope nothing goes wrong with that part that they were talking about. I hope they actually have it and they weren't. I don't want them to come back out and go, you know what? It was a mistake. We don't have that part. We're going to have to order it. Oh, then I have to go to work a couple of days worrying about my car blowing up and bursting into flames. I don't want that. Oh no. And you sit there 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. The guy walks back out. Hey, it's going good. It's going good. He's talking to you the same way somebody would talk if somebody was having some kind of surgery back there, like your grandma's having heart surgery or something, and one of the nurses comes out. It's going well. I just wanted to give you a heads up that it's going well. Okay, let me get back in. I have to scrub back up and get back in there. Okay, nurse, no problem. That's the way that the mechanic is talking to you. Oh, it's really tough in there. It's nip and tuck. Maybe your car will blow up back there. Maybe you'll have to buy a new car. I don't know what's happening. Oh no, Dr. Mechanic, save the car. Whatever you do, save my car, damn it. An hour goes by, right? And then you see a familiar sight. You see your car come down the ramp. Hey, right? You see the mechanic give you the thumbs up as he's driving the car down the ramp. Hey, this is great. And he goes, sir or ma'am, whatever you are, no problem there. Cause I don't know whether this applies to men or women. So there you go. Man, woman, who cares who you are? Here you go, buddy or ma'am. They shake your hand. It was really tough, but we got it done, right? And then you're so happy your car is fixed, you don't even know how much it costs. But it doesn't matter how much it costs, you got to pay it anyway. And as it turns out, it's $350. You go, whoa, that's expensive, but okay, $350. Here's sweep the card, pay the thing. You shake that guy's hand. Okay, take care. You should be good to go. You're going to be fine. And now that we changed that incredibly important part in your car, you're good. You don't have to worry about that. That part should last you as long as this car lasts. Yes, it should. And you drive off and you're driving down the road, right? And you can see your dashboard. It looks like your dashboard has been wiped out. Obviously, they had to take the whole dashboard off. It was an important, and yes, you see like little pieces of little shards of plastic on that, cause they have the paper on where you under your feet, cause they want to keep the car clean, but they got little shards of plastic under there. Oh man, they must have done some real good work, but then they're really nice guys. They got the paper down there. I'll just take the paper out the neck when I go home and I'll crumple it up and I'll shake the little bits of plastic into the trash can and throw the paper away. But it doesn't matter, damn it, because my car has been fixed. Yay. And that's how it goes on your end of the transaction. But you don't know what's going on the other end of the transaction, right? And you get curious, and you actually, when you sit home, you start to say, man, I wonder what they did back then. I better look it up on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's a pretty intense thing. I just got to find out what they did, man. I bet it's a really interesting thing, because I'm a kind of a nerd. I like science and all of that crap. Let me look up what the fla 9 amp. Let me look it up. And you look it up and you say, hi, I'm Bill Smith, and I'm going to tell you how to fix your fla 9 amp. You know what's great about this repair? A lot of people actually don't do the research on the repairs before they go and make the call to their mechanics. And a lot of the times, these kind of things you can take care of yourself. And I'm going to show you how to fix the fla 9 amp in your car. And then you look at the bottom of the screen on the YouTube video where he tells you how to fix it, and you expect it to be like a 50-minute repair. You're thinking, well, come on, man. I mean, he's saying that you could fix it yourself, but this guy's obviously a master mechanic, and he says fix it yourself. He's probably talking about people who are real motorheads, the kind of people that are always working on cars. But I don't do that crap. I could change my oil. I can, change a couple things and some oil and all of that crap, but I can't do the kind of repairs this guy's talking about. But you look at the bottom of the video expecting it to be a 50-minute video, and it's 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Huh? Okay, I'm gonna unpause this. Okay, now I'm gonna show you how to repair your fla 9 amp. Now, I'm gonna tell you, first of all, I'm gonna tell you about the tools that you need. First, do you have at least one hand? Does your hand work properly? That's all you need, right? And then he shows you a panel that was designed to be open. They don't have to take off the damn, they don't have to take off anything. He pulls the piece out. He sticks his hand under there. He pulls out something. He goes, see, this is a fla 9 amp. I mean, very rarely do these things even break. A lot of mechanics don't even keep these things around because it's such a simple thing. People usually do this at home. I mean, if you actually went to the mechanic and paid for this, it would probably cost you, I don't know, $300-$400. But I'm so glad you watched this video and you're not a dumb bastard that actually went to the mechanic before doing research and spent $300 and $400 on this repair. Watch this. Let me show you how quickly it is so you can open this up. These parts only cost $2 at the AutoZone or whatever is in your particular area. Now watch this. So you take right that, you put it in, you twist it, and you close the panel right there. You slide the latch back down, and there's the repair. Oh my goodness. I am so glad you watched this YouTube video and you're not some stupid bastard that went to a mechanic and spent $300 to $400 on this repair. Cause I mean, those people are real dopes, and you're sitting there looking at your computer going, "You take everybody, I spent $350 on you." Right? And it kind of makes you wonder what actually happened back there, because they were back there for an hour and this repair only takes about 35 seconds. The whole damn video talking about the repair was only 2.5 minutes and less than half a minute to fix the freaking thing. What were they doing back there? Let's rewind the tape. Let's go back in time. Let's go back in time. Let's rip a hole in the space-time continuum and go back. Now you're in the waiting room and that guy goes, "Okay, we're going to fix your flu. Ha ha ha. This is going to be a really tough repair." That's what you saw. But what happens when the door closes? Oh man, this guy actually, "Hey guys, don't even turn on the computer for this. We're going to split the money, okay?" No need for the boss to find out. I mean, how many people actually come in here for the 9 amp? I mean, we only got 6 of those. We get those same 6 ones. We're in this. I've been working there 10 years and we're finally using one of them. Oh God, does this guy not have YouTube or something? Oh God, it costs $2 to buy these at the AutoZone now. And the ones we have back there, we got them wholesale and they only cost us 4 cents each. Hey man, what are you talking about, man? There's a guy here who's, you're not even gonna believe this. He's getting his flu 9 amp fix. 9 amp flu. We only got 5, 6 of those back there. Well, we had 6, but we got 5 now because I'm gonna fix the car for this jackass. Oh God. Oh man, well, he'll be out here in a couple of minutes. Oh no, he won't. Look, you and I both know that the security cameras are broken. I'm the new manager here, and I'll be honest with you, the boss doesn't really need to know that the guy came in here, right? The boss isn't going to be paying attention. What I'm going to do is we're going to print up a receipt for $350, all right, and charge this jackass. But what you got to do is we got to start making some sounds like we're doing some real work. Do you have that bag of shaved plastic? Okay, get one of those pieces of paper underneath, put it in the driver's side, shake a little of that on it so it look like we actually did some work. All right, wipe down the dashboard so it look like we actually took it off. Unscrew the screws, real, and then screw them back in so we can look at and see that the bolts have been screwed. Like I said, shake a little of those plastic shards on the ground there, and we're gonna. I don't want to kill the guy, so we're gonna zotz him for $350. And if he really goes, "Oh man, what did you do? Oh, that's too much. I'll knock it down to 300. You know what I mean? But let's be honest. We're not even put that money in the cash register. Okay. So, what I'm going to do also is I'm going to tell him that the cash register is down, and I'm going to have him sweep it on the secondary card reader. The one that's not attached to anything, when we always rip off our customers and take their money and split it amongst ourselves. We're going to do that. So I need one of you guys, since we're all splitting this up, one of you guys, I need you to, every once in a while, I want you to open the door up and I want you to make a nice drilling sound, by the door, Bill, I want you to walk out and wipe your brow and go, look at him, smile as if to say, "Man, this is tough," and then walk back in. And then about 45 minutes, and I'm going to walk out and I'm going to go, "Oh man, it's really going tough," but it's, I'm going to reassure him or anything like that. But, since we got an hour to kill, let's see. Oh, wait. You know what? Let's watch the last half of that documentary on Netflix. Remember we only got to watch the first half of it when we ripped that old lady out of $75. But this guy looks like he's got a couple, he's like a rich guy, but looks like he got a couple of bucks. He looks like he can afford $350. I don't feel too bad for zotzing this dumb ass. So we're going to sit here now and, we're going to watch the rest of this thing there. Did you microwave up those frozen, the French pizzas, and to get the sodas out of the thing there? Okay. I'm going to go ahead. Wait about 5 minutes and you go outside and, go, "Oh man, this is really tough." And then he'll go, "Oh, thanks, sir." And then we'll reassure him and all of that kind of stuff. Cause come on, man. He deserves to be ripped off. He's just too dumb. YouTube. He's got a smartphone in his hand. He could have just looked up the repair. Oh God. Oh, this is the easiest $350 we've ever gonna make. Oh God. Oh God. Oh, this guy's an idiot. Back to real time. I'm betting that's what happened back there, those bastards. I hate that. Cause then you find out and you feel so dumb. Right? And that's not the only time you feel dumb, but at least that's outside the house. You'll never go back to that mechanic again. You'll never see that guy again, right? But it's not the only place that it happens. It happens in your house too. You've been there before, right? You know, maybe your washer and dryer is broken, or maybe you call a locksmith or something, and they come in the house and repair whatever was broken way too fast. I had a friend of mine call a locksmith. The guy came out, charged him $150. And as it turns out, there was nothing wrong with his lock. You know what the problem was? His key was to the door was on another keychain. The keychain was in his glove box. Right? So as the guy is getting the locksmith is getting his tools ready, he goes to the glove compartment to get a cigarette. He sees, oh, here's another keychain. He goes, hey, wait a second. He recognizes the key, walks back up the steps, sticks it in, door opens perfectly. The locksmith goes, oh, okay, I guess you don't need my services. Still gonna have to charge you $150, buddy. And the guy's like, oh, can you give me a break because because you didn't have to do any work? He goes, no, I'm sorry. Once the call is made, we gotta charge you the money. And he, of course, paid the guy. Right? Because he picked up the wrong keychain. Oh, it cost him $150 for sticking his hand in his glove box the first time and pulling out the wrong keys. $150. He felt stupid. I don't blame him. I remember one time the washer and dryer broke. The guy comes out to the house. I mean, not my house, another person's house. I'm a friend of mine by the name of Jess Manthony Mamas, but definitely not me. F y'all anyway. He comes out to the house, and as it turns out, you know why the washer and dryer was broken? Because the knob, someone had unscrewed the knob just a touch. Not on purpose, just, you know, the natural action of just turning the knob to different ways of washing, like whites, colors, this kind of thing. The knob got a little bit loose. That's all that was wrong with it. It was just a little bit out of line. Had I just literally looked at the knob, going, oh, this looks a little loose, and tapped it with my hand, it would have snapped back into place and everything would have been perfect. Had I actually looked at it, I just turned the thing on, oh, this sucks, and called the repair person. Had I looked at it like I would nowadays and just tapped the thing and went, there it is, it would have worked perfectly. But as it turns out, it wound up costing us, not us, my friend, Anthony Jamas, but definitely not me and a girlfriend. F y'all. Okay, it was me. So what? It cost a lot of money back then. Bastard. And I felt dumb. Right? And my friends were looking at me like, you had to pay $20 because the knob was loose. It ain't even a real repair. My girlfriend at the time was looking at me like, we were definitely going to have sex tonight, but now we're not going to have sex because I don't want to bang someone that dumb. Oh. Fortunately for me, she did something equally dumb, and our level of dumbness was matched. And she was, you know what? I wasn't going to give you any of my delicious buttocks because of what you did that was stupid. But then I just did something equally stupid. So I'm just as much of a dope as you. And I said, well, of course. So that means I still can have some of your delicious buttocks. And she says, yes. And I said, good. And I don't care what the reason is. I just really wanted some of that sweet butt. And then we, of course, banged the crap out of each other. Anyway, folks, what I'm saying is we all have times when we feel stupid, feel like big dummies, and it's okay. Okay? I know you did something stupid this week. Everybody does. And I've done stupid things in the past. I mean, the last stupid thing I did was at least 20 years ago. I meant minutes. But I hate to feel stupid, but it happens to everybody. You can relate to what I'm talking about, can't you? Of course you can. And there's something else I need you to know. This episode's over. This has been episode number 364 of the S. Anthony Says podcast. Much love to you all. Thank you very much. There was a nice spike in listenership. I don't know what happened, but I'm glad the new people here, new people in Australia. Hello. New people in the UK. Hello. New people right here in the good old US of A. Hello. And there's a bunch of other countries too. So, and I don't want to sit there and read this long list of people, the countries. Not that you're not important, but try to keep this podcast to under 9 hours. So, but all the new people, much love to you all. Do me a favor. If you love this podcast, and I know you do, make sure that you rate and review this podcast on whatever podcatcher you're listening on, especially iTunes, and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We want as many people as possible listening to this podcast because I love doing it for you. And I love it when there's a lot of you out there, you bastards. This podcast can be heard everywhere. Now, I usually at the end of this thing, I tell you where the podcast can be heard: Stitcher, TuneIn, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify. It's everywhere. You know that. So just if you can't remember where it is, all you have to do is Google my name, S. Anthony Thomas, and all my stuff pops up, including my other podcast, which is becoming popular thanks to you bastards, called the S. Anthony Thomas Show. So go and check that out as well. Subscribe to this podcast, subscribe to that podcast, listen to this podcast, listen to that podcast, tell your friends about this podcast, and tell your friends about that podcast. You're damn right. Now, folks, I'm going to say goodbye to you cool bastards the way I always say goodbye to you cool bastards. You know how I say goodbye to you cool bastards, and I'm going to do it on the count of 3, and I want you to do it with me. I know you're driving in your car, but there's nobody in the car with you. You know, just say it. I know you're running on a treadmill. I get it. You're working out at the gym listening to me. I get it. But I want you to say it anyway. I don't care if anybody thinks you look crazy, because if they think you look crazy, you can just go, hey, I wouldn't look crazy if you were listening to these awesome podcasts by S. Anthony Thomas, and here they are. See, I'm going back to you telling people. Are you ready? On the count of 3, we're going to say goodbye the way we always say goodbye. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. S. Anthony out.
Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go! S. Anthony Thomas. Go ahead and laugh. Go ahead and smile. Go ahead and giggle. We're gonna get wild. Go ahead and clap. Go ahead and cheer. We're gonna have a good time while up in here.